Hi, my name is Tim Su, and I'm going to take you through a quick tutorial of how to install and use the Invisible Instrument. So first, make sure you've downloaded the Touch OSE app on your iPhone or iPod Touch, 3rd or 4th generation. Also, make sure that you've downloaded the Touch OSE editor from the Touch OSE website in order for us to download our own custom layout. Last, make sure you've downloaded the Osculator program, that's spelled OSCulator program, from the Osculator website. You can find those links directly on the Invisible Instruments page. So at this point, you should already have downloaded the Invisible Instruments zip file directly from the Invisible Instruments website. So to connect our phone, our iPhone or iPod Touch to the computer, we need to connect over a Wi-Fi network. And as I'm on a public network, I'm actually going to create a direct computer-to-computer or ad hoc network. Simply go to your Wi-Fi button and create network. And I'm going to call mine M2Su. So at this point, you can go ahead and hook your phone up to that network, the Wi-Fi network you just set up, and open the Touch OSE app. You'd see a screen like this. The first line says OSE not configured. Go ahead and open that. Make sure it's set on enabled, and then type in your host name or IP address. My computer is M2Su, and since I'm on the network, we'll just type in m2su.local. The default port for outgoing is 8030, and the default port for incoming is 8031. So when you're done, it should look something like this. The local IP address should be automatically set up once you hooked up your phone to the Wi-Fi network. Now returning back to the Invisible Instruments zipped folder, once it's unzipped, open up the invisibleinstruments.touchose file. This should open up the OSE editor, assuming you've already downloaded it, and click Sync in order to let your iPhone know that this custom layout is available. Return back to the home screen on your iPhone, and you'll see under Layout it says Not Set. Click there, click Add, and you should find the name of your computer under Found Hosts. Then in the list you should see one called Invisible Instruments. That's our custom layout. From there, go ahead and click Stop Sync. You no longer have any need for the Touch OSE editor once the custom layout is loaded onto your phone. Now let's go ahead and open up the Invisible Instruments software itself. First you'll see pop up a Max window. This program was written in Max MSP, so this window just tells you any error messages as well as the ports that it's bound to. For now, let's go ahead and close that. And we're going to focus on the left side of the software. Here we see the ports we entered before, the receiving port, 8030, and the sending port, 8031. Now with the same menu that had our ports, we had the local iPhone IP address. Go ahead and type that in. Now from this screen on your iPhone, go back to the home screen, and you see the custom layout that we linked before. On the Invisible Instruments program, we see that if we click on our iPhone, the button should be linked. And if you click guitar, keys, drums, any of these buttons, the iPhone should change menus accordingly. To connect our Wiimote to the computer is considerably simpler. Go back to the folder we unzipped earlier and double-click Osculator Presets. This should open up Osculator, click Wiimote, and click Start Discovery. Then press 1 and 2 on your Wiimote to put it in discovery mode and wait till the lights stop flashing. Some people have been experiencing difficulty in connecting their Wiimote. If you have this problem, check that the value underneath the port under the Osculator program is set to port 9000. Localhost 9000. Make sure this is true for all of them. At this point, go ahead and minimize the oscillator and let it run in the background. Check and make sure all of your Wiimote buttons respond. The plus and minus buttons on the Wiimote. Control the screen on the iPhone. Make sure that it responds accordingly. Ideally, also when you press the buttons on the iPhone, they should light up on the screen as well. Now let's cover the rest of the ports on the left of the software. As mentioned, this 9000 osculator port is the port that communicates between this piece of software and osculator. Down here, the MIDI output channel, this is the channel that this piece of software is sending to. The DLS Synth 1 is your default Mac MIDI synthesizer. If you want to send it to another program, such as Logic or GarageBand, go to From Instrument, Invisible Instrument 1 or Invisible Instrument 2. And of course, this is the MIDI channel that you're sending on. If you ever find yourself too far gone in terms of changing the port numbers, you just want to default everything back again, click Restore Default Instrument Values, or just Default Port MIDI Values, and it'll take you back to where you were.